What is going on, guys? Grave here. Today we're going to kind of talk about the patch notes and kind of the update that came with the division. Of course, if you got up today, you saw that there was an update available for the division. Of course, this is really the first big update and patch. Of course, they've done some things just here and there, but this is a lot of content here. And of course, I'm going to link the entire update and of course the entire list of patch notes in the description below. I'm going to kind of go over the high points and things I know you guys are going to be interested in. There's a lot of stuff in this, so make sure you guys check it all out. First thing we're going to talk about is gameplay. Just some general things gameplay wise. It's going to be named enemies will now drop better loot in challenge mode than in hard mode. So you're going to get better loot in challenge mode on named enemies than you do in hard mode. Added a cooldown period for the static turret stun in order to avoid a stun lock in PvP and PvE game modes. Named NPCs will no longer respawn after being killed in the open world. This was used in previous situations where players were able to kill the same named NPC over and over again. So if you were following, if you were kind of been following the division last few days, or anything you've been reading, forum wise, a lot of people were using Bullet King over at one of the safe houses. You go out and just continuously spawn him and kill him and just get tons and tons of purple drop. Of course, they fixed that now. All the kind of farming spots where you can just continuously kill big named enemies is kind of being fixed slowly. And the rest, in general gameplay, there's a lot of things, like little small things, exploits and whatnot. Some of the things they've changed weapon-wise, which is not a lot, but it's the meta SMG trained talent has been replaced with the responsive talent, which increases damage when getting closer to the target. This applies to existing weapons as well as newly acquired ones. For all SMGs, LMGs, and assault rifles, it will be replaced with another randomly picked weapon talent. This applies to existing weapons as well as newly required ones. They've had some issues with some of these talents, and they're trying to get them fixed right now. They're just replacing. I do not know if they're going to change any of these back. So we're going, like I said, there's a lot of other bug fixes and things, guys. So make sure you read all the patch notes. I'm going to hit on some more things that is pretty interesting in the dark zone. Players can now heal other neutral players in the dark zone by using a first aid support station. Players are now able to fast travel to the dark zone checkpoints, but only when coming from outside the dark zone. So, if you have some friends or, you just want to fast travel into the dark zone, as long as you're not in the dark zone, you can fast travel to the dark zone. The items extracted from the dark zone are now properly marked as new items when moved to the player's inventory. Players killed in the dark zone now drop ammo, medkits, and grenades. This loot is generated and not taken from the dying player's inventory, so you can be able to pick up things like that on the ground instead of having to go back to safe houses so often. Players killed in the dark zone will lose less dark zone funds and experience rogue and non-rogue. Dark zone funds and experience rewards for surviving rogue status has been improved. Dark zone funds and experience rewards for killing rogue agents has been improved. Increased drop rate of high-end items from level 31 and level 32 named NPCs in the dark zone. Increased drop rate of high-end division tech material from level 32 NPCs. Improved dark zone credit chest item quality. Rank 30 chests will now drop superior purple items instead of specialized blue. And key chests now have a chance to go drop a high-end or a gold item. So we're kind of changing up the loot, and we'll try to make it just a little bit better for things that you get inside the dark zone. Of course, guys, there's a lot of other things that are more bug fixes and things like that, or just little things here in the dark zone. But those are the main kind of high points of the general gameplay-wise things that you're definitely going to notice yourself when you're playing. So definitely be careful when you're in the dark zone. Of course, you're going to get a little less experience and cash taken away when you die in the dark zone, or if you're rogue, which is not bad because a lot of people were complaining it was kind of crazy when you died in the dark zone. You did get a lot of experience taken away from you. Is this going to make more people go rogue or not? Who really knows? But like I said, guys, I'm going to list all of this down below in the description, so make sure you pick it, just kind of take a peek at it and look at it all. There's some other things that were going to be included in this patch. They have waited and kind of taken those out, and they're going to change those later, and probably that April update when the new incursions come out. There's a few things that have kind of been marked out when you see in the patch notes. They've kind of been just changed up just a little bit. Guys, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the whole kind of dark zone fixes. Are you happy that they're kind of getting into the dark zone, or do you want more, PvE style fixes? Let me know what you're looking forward for the kind of next patches. Of course, always leave comments on anything that the division forums or anything. They kind of listen to the community. So anyway, guys, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Of course, if you like the video, hit the like. If you're not subscribed yet, please do so, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Alert. Accepting radio transmission.